I'd like to say what a personally and professionally rewarding experience this has been for me, and I know it's been for Paul as well. When we started the chapter, one of the first things that I tried to do was to prompt the organization to do something, and at times it was rather contentious to do this. But Paul and I built a great relationship. A lot of things, unfortunately, had to be done extremely fast. And Paul was able to step up to the plate and take my ideas, even though he knew it would create a lot of flack. And for that, I appreciate that, Paul. He's done a great job. You know, there's some nice trophies out there, and I was going along, and I thought, man, you know, the relationship Paul and I had, and going on through, I thought, man, I'm going to give him some Indian stuff, because all the Harley guys wanted to save their parts anyways. So I had this made for Paul, but like our lives, things don't go the way that you want them to all the time. Just like this is turning into rust, we hit struggle in our life, and we hit adversity. But with that, our organization stepped up to every one of those issues, and with their moxie swam through this flood that we had, and everything worked out great. So I'd like for all of you to give the Driftless chapter a round of applause. I'd like to have Paul come up and accept this trophy for the Road Run Committee Chairman.
Yeah.
Thank you. These road runs are a wonderful way for us to create bonds in the community, the antique community. I personally like antique motorcycles, but they just get me here. And I answer some great questions to people that talk about them, but I think the biggest thing that we get out of this is the friendship that we make with each other, and the joy that we get when we see each other that we haven't seen in a while. So I commend all of you for coming, and I'm not as salty as some of the people around here have been on a lot of road runs, but I'm climbing that ladder, and I got Seamus Leahy and some other old salty guys in the club on my side. And we're going to start taking Paul with us on many of these, and hopefully his brother as well. You're watching traffic,
All right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Youngest participant, Ken Otis.
All right.
Ken also helped out on the road captain.
Road captain.
Good job, Ken.
Almost as good looking as Van, all right?
The oldest participant, Bruce Lindsay. Katarina. Long haul motorcycle. Paul Graver, 2,300 miles.
San Diego.
The longest ride, I tried to give it away to one person. They refused unless they all three got it, and I agree with that because they all rode together. And that's for Richard Coffin, John Bodes, and Willie K.I.N.I.
All right.
Did I get that right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, good to see you guys again.
Smile pretty.
Don't drop it on them flip-flops.
Great job. The next one, I called Paul and asked him about it, but we believe that the Hard Luck Trophy should go to his brother.
I'll give it to him when the time is right. Right now, he doesn't even know where he's at, so thank you.
Well, I got to call up some of the national leadership. Ross, Metcalf, you have the stage right now.
Canadian. I'm only up here because of you right now. All right, is there a mic? For sure. Yeah. I'll use it. Oh, I can speak loud.
Mike left already. Cheers. Ooh, that works good. All right. 2 nights ago we had Oktoberfest in here, and Zurich bribed somebody, and this large portly woman took me up to polka. I don't polka. I'm an old rock and roller, so that didn't go well. My wife and somebody videoed it, and it's on the web page for the Badgers or whoever, or Driftless. My wife has sent it to every relative we know, and it's all because of Don Zurich. And he got up and sang a polka song, and then did a poem. So I went, well, I can write a poem. So here it goes.
All right.
I'm half Irish, so it's a limerick. There once was a biker named Don. On a panhead he did ride upon. They said he was shiftless, because he polked at Driftless. But to us, he's Chief Judge #1. And just because Dawn is shiftless, we figured that the Driftless things needed a plug here. So one more, and then I'm gone.
All right.
Driftless is new to the AMCA. They planned a road run for us here today. Sure, there was fire, then flood, but the run wasn't a dud. Let's all cheer, hip hip hooray!
Right on!
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Well done, shiftless. I mean driftless. You got it right.
Dan Crosse.
Oh, who's on the top there?
I got some notes here today. So first of all, what I wanted to do I'm wearing this white shirt, it's not because I'm any better than you, but at the national events, your board of directors tries to come out and attend all of them. So we put these on so we're noticeable, and you guys can all go, hey, who's the freaks in the white shirts at a motorcycle meeting? You know? So anyway, what I wanted to do is just basically go around the room and introduce wherever we're at, your board of directors of the national. We should be mostly all here. Lonnie Campbell, president. Ross Metcalf, vice president. David Bent, our treasurer. Peter McMurray, director. Rick Najera, director. Fred Davis, another director. And I'm Dan Crosse, another director. Did I miss anybody? Go Badgers! and I'm also the president of the Badger Heritage Chapter, if you didn't know that already. But anyway, before I bring Lonnie up, I wanted to share some thoughts while we're in the tavern over in La Crescent here today. Just some things. Met Will a while back when they're getting together to start the Driftless chapter. Of course, we had Seamus, a longtime Badger. Seamus, thank you for everything you've ever done for us, and still a Badger, always a Badger. Remember that. We will still come get your $20, okay, dude? But anyways, one thing that there's 4 words that came to mind today for me. Number 1 is adversity. Number 2 is perseverance. Number 3 is accountable. Number 4 is camaraderie. And adversity for this chapter started way back in the spring of the year when, for some reason, the national magazine forgot to run one of the most important ads as far as timing goes about their national road run, right? So a small chapter, you got about approximately 40-ish members, right? They're trying to do something fantastic and put themselves on the map, and you know, as a national organization, we screwed them. Okay, we just missed it. You know, it was a mistake. We're all humans. You know, certainly there was a lot of angst on the behalf of the Driftless chapter, but that was the start of it all. Okay. You know, then as May rolls around, Will calls me up and says, Dan, our host facility had a fire and they're not going to be able to recover it in time for our event. And then, you know, we're here, so they persevered and they got through it. They got a new venue, and they got everything changed over to here, and it was seamless, right? Well, I mean, this didn't affect anybody except, hey, we got a new address to go to, you know, a mile across town. So this is just the perseverance that these people got together and went through. And then, of course, we all arrive, and, you know, here's Wisconsin like never before. We don't have 500-year rains. I mean, my God. You know, but the area is devastated. And even as we're here to go on these runs, these guys are in the back room developing new maps, new places to go, new lunch locations, still trying to figure it out for us. And we feel nothing, absolutely nothing but having fun. They're accountable. Unfortunately, we had, you know, 2 people that got in serious accidents, went to the hospital. Did you see Will on his bike? Or Paul on their motorcycle? No. You know where they were? Visiting these people in the hospital. That's unbelievable. Camaraderie, second to none. Second to none. That is what the AMCA is about. All right, without further ado, Lonnie has a few words to say, our president. I'll hand it over to him, and then we'll get on with it. I think Don's got something to say maybe too, huh?
Is there a trophy for best ponytail?
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to say, you guys, everyone who is attending here, you guys are some of the root of the best of the AMC membership who participates to come to such an event like this. Everything I read prior to us coming here, setting aside the fact that there was a fire, setting aside the fact that we had to find a venue, and as Dan said, it was seamless. The reservations were moved over through no work on our own, and I think that's a big credit to Will, Paul, and the whole team that they had. But there are a lot of people who came here not knowing if they would even be able to get on a motorcycle and ride at all, because it was, you guys looked, who did not look at a weather forecast as they were getting ready? Please raise your hand. Everybody, he doesn't have a television or radio. But, and you came in spite of that. And that just says a lot about what all you guys are about. And I think that just shows how much you enjoy these road runs and how much you enjoy the fellowship that you have here with your fellow AMCA members. And I've been on a few road runs, but I've never seen a road run that have to go through the kind of adversity the Driftless chapter had. The fire, the flood, the bad roads, having to reroute everything every day. They're constantly updating the maps to accommodate for the changes. And that just goes to show how dedicated, what a great team they are. But also as part of this, what keeps the AMC going at the local level are these chapters, Driftless being one, the Badger being another. If you are a director and an officer of any chapter, would you please stand to be recognized? People who go through everything they can to make sure they keep their local chapter running, and it's a lot of work. The old saying is, and I've said this before, if you've heard it before, please act like you haven't. But, they say 5% of the people do 95% of the work. Sometimes it's like 1% of the people do 99% of the work. And I don't think they may not be getting the credit, that they deserve, and I think they deserve every bit of it. Speaking of credit, I'd like to recognize someone else who wasn't, that Dan didn't mention. And Bruce Lindsay, would you stand up, please? I've had a great I never knew he was that old, but now looking at him closely, I can see what he's all about. Okay, if you say so. Bruce has been our archivist for the AMCA for 15 years, and he has done a very admirable job. I think is overlooked. People don't realize all what he's done as far as trying to build a library of documents for the AMCA. That virtual library, as we call it, has been turned off to the AMF, our sister organization. But none of this would have ever occurred without his constant prodding, poking, and saying, when are we going to do it? When are we going to get it done? And please give Bruce a big hand. We've already recognized Don Zurich, and but he is our chief judge. Y'all stand up, Don. Be recognized. As an officer think you catch some flag, then you don't know what's all involved with being a chief judge at a meet. You can't make everybody happy, but he does a great job of making the people who have bikes judged feel like they're being treated fairly and equally. Also, Will, would you come up here, please, sir? what I'd like to do, this is a card wheel, and what it is a check in here from the AMCA in the amount of $500, because I know y'all losing money on this deal, and that was never the intent. What we have tried to do, we have tried to make a focus on the road runs having a ton of stuff to offer to the attendees. Anybody can get on these roads and pick up a brochure from the tourism office and get out here on the motorcycle and ride these roads and just have a great time by themselves. But when you look at what this team did, that he put together, that membership, you look at the brochures, how well organized it was, how well run it was, all the lunches and the dinners and everything else that we had. I think that's something that any chapter who's putting on a national road run can use these guys as an example. And again, please give everybody in the Driftless a big hand.